everyone, welcome back to our podcast. I am Hannah, your host for today. In today's episode, we will be discussing a common challenge faced by many diploma students during their internship, which is communication skills. Some students find it difficult to communicate effectively with their college and supervisors, and this can affect their confidence as well as their overall work performance. This issue may seem small, but it actually has a big impact on how students learn and adapt in a professional environment. So today, we will explore the reasons behind the problem and also share some practical ways to improve communication during internship. I am joined by Mira, Sarah and Amy. We also have a special guest with us who will share insight based on real experience in the workplace. Let's begin with Mira.
Alright, thank you, Hannah. So, in my opinion, the biggest challenge is lack of confidence. When students enter our workplace for the first time, everything will feel new and unfamiliar for them. They are surrounded by experienced employees, and this can make them feel intimidated. Because of this, also, students may hesitate to speak up even when they are unsure about the instruction or task. For example, if they don't understand the instruction given, they might choose to stay quiet instead of asking a question. Over time, this can affect their performance and also their learning process.
That's very true. Confidence really plays a big role, especially in a new environment. Sarah, what is your opinion on this issue?
I agree with Mira. Besides confidence, I think language barrier are also a major factor. In many workplaces, English is the main language used for communication. Some students may understand English, but they are not confident speaking it. As a result, they may struggle to express their idea clearly or ask questions. For example, they might know what they want to say, but they are afraid of using the wrong word or making grammatical mistake. This can lead to misunderstanding or miscommunication.
Yes, that's a very important point. Communication is not just about understanding, but also about expressing ideas clearly. Amy, would you like to add something?
Yes, Hannah, I would like to add some points. Another challenge is that students are not familiar with professional communication. In college, communication is usually more relaxing and casual. However, in the workplace, students need to communicate in more formal and structured way. For example, writing email to supervisor, reporting progress, or speaking during meeting require a different approach. Some students may not know the proper ways to do this, which make them feel unsure and less confident.
That's a good point. There is definitely a difference between academic and professional communication styles. Now, let's hear from our guests. Based on your experience, what communication challenge have you observed among internship students?
Thank you, Hannah. From my experience, many students actually have good knowledge and skills, but they hold themselves back because they are afraid of making mistakes. For instance, some interns prefer to wait for instruction instead of taking initiative to ask questions or clarify tasks. This can sometimes lead to errors that could be avoided. Communication is not only about language, but also about confidence and willingness to engage. When students are too quiet, supervisors may assume they understand everything, which is not always the case.
That's very insightful. It shows that communication is also about attitude and mindset. Mira, how do you think students can overcome this lack of confidence?
I think students can start by practicing the communication skills before their internship begins. For example, they can participate in any presentation group or discussion or even simple daily conversation with their friends. During the internship, they should remind themselves that they are there to learn. It is normal to make mistakes, and asking questions actually shows that they are willing to improve themselves. Starting with small steps like asking questions can help build confidence over time.
That's very helpful advice. Observation and practice can really make a difference. Amy, do you have anything to add?
Yes, I would like to at some point. I think asking for feedback is also very important. Students should not be afraid to ask their supervisor for feedback on their communication. For example, they can ask if their explanation was clear or if their email was appropriate. This feedback will help them understand their strengths and areas that need improvement. Over time, this will help them become more confident and efficient communicator.
That's true. Feedback plays a key role in improvement. Now, back to our guests. In your opinion, what can supervisors or companies do to support students in improving their communication skills?
Supervisors can help by creating a supportive and open environment. They should encourage interns to ask questions and assure them that it is okay to make mistakes. They can also provide clear instructions and check in regularly with interns to ensure they understand their tasks. When students feel comfortable and supported, they are more likely to communicate openly and confidently.
Thank you for that perspective. It highlights that communication is a two-way process between students and supervisors. Before we end, I would like each panelist to share one piece of advice for students who are about to start their internship. Mira?
Don't be afraid to speak up because asking questions will help you to learn faster.
Sarah?
Practice your communication skill and don't worry too much about making mistake.
Amy?
My advice is to stay curious, be disciplined, and communicate well with your team. Internship can be challenging at first, but it is a great chance to explore the working environment and discover your strengths. Be patient with yourself, learn from mistakes, and make the most out of your experience.
To conclude, communication skills are essential for a successful internship experience. While many students face challenges such as lack of confidence, language barriers, and unfamiliarity with professional communication, this challenge can be improved through practice, feedback, and a positive mindset. Thank you to our panelists and our guests for sharing their valuable insight. And thank you to our listeners for joining us today. See you in the next episode. Bye!